Good morning. Welcome to the Mind of STEM channel, where you get your daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. My name is Leon Jones, and in this segment, I'm going to talk about delivery methods. Now, what I'm doing in this series is looking at the industry of construction. And in the construction industry, you have to deal with different types of contracts, which I will get into that segment later on. But when you deal with construction, there's a lot more that goes on than the trades. In fact, a number of your superintendents today have gone to college for an AAS degree, which is an Associate of Applied Science degree in construction management, or BS in construction management. Because when you deal with construction, there is an administrative side of this field. A number of individuals don't know that. Now, the older superintendents and general superintendents, they work themselves up from a laborer or equipment operator to a foreman and a superintendent. That's also good because you understand the trades. It's just like the restaurant business. To be a good manager, you have to understand what goes on inside the industry before you can teach it. Now, what I'm going to get into today is the delivery methods of contracts. So today I'm going to talk about design build and design bid build. Because in these types of contracts, you have what we call an at-risk construction manager. So today, the title of this video is, what is design build and design bid build? Now, what I'm going to do is show you what the difference is between design build and design bid build. Now, I'm getting this information from the courses that I take at Ivy Tech Community College. Because if you're interested in construction, the first two courses to take at Ivy Tech are BCOM 102 and BCOM 115. If you don't understand those courses, construction management is not for you. Now, I'm going to tell you about design bid build and design build, building construction project delivery methods, contracts, and changes. Now, when we talk about the delivery methods, we are going to break everything down because the objective is to state the most common means of contracting for a building construction project, or we can say original contract documents such as change orders. So in our first competency, we're going to describe the design, bid, building, construction project delivery system, contracts, and changes. And in our second competency, we're going to describe the design, bid, building, construction project delivery system, contracts, and changes. Now, when we get into design, bid, build, and design, build, building, construction project delivery methods, you have to know what's involved. Now, what's involved in this topic is You're going to deal with contracts for building construction projects, which basically can be remarkably simple or extremely complicated, depending upon the scope of work of the project being considered and the parties to the project. Now, in the latter years, you've heard two terms. I've mentioned them: design build and design bid build. Now, design bid build and design build are two methods of building construction delivery that have been commonly used for a number of years. Many people haven't heard it, but it has been around. Now, when we deal with projects, you have to look at this scenario. Whenever project delivery methods for building construction projects are being considered or discussed, it must be remembered that any single method can have many variations. Now, the design bid build project delivery method is a neat, orderly, and traditional method of building construction project delivery. Why? Because it is sequential in nature. And remember this: design build project delivery can be a simpler method of building construction project delivery. Why? Because it is a method that lends itself to concurrent activity and often more rapid completion of a project. Now, again, I'm going to break it down to you right now on why the design bid building construction project delivery system is a traditional sequential process. First, you deal with the design. The design is where the owner conceives an idea for a building construction project and hires the architect to design the building. Then you get into the bid. That's where the owner, who is assisted by the architect, solicits the bids from building contractors for the project. And once the bids are in, of course, here in America, the lower bid, or the contractor who has the most qualifications, will win the bid, and the contractor is selected. Then you have the build. The build is very important because the construction, or let's say contract documents, are basically created between the owner and the contractor. And once the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, construction will proceed. Now, when you deal with the design bid build delivery method, you start from your owner, then it goes to your architect, and then your building contractor. Now, the design bid build delivery method, with every contract you have changes. Now, the contracts. Now, design bid build contracts are seldom informal. Why? Because several organizations make available standard forms for the design bid build contracts. Now, the biggest firm that everyone knows is AIA. AIA is the American Institute of Architects. And that form is AIA Form A101. That is the standard form of agreement between owner and contractor, where the basis of payment is a stipulated sum, and it has been long in the industry standard for a contract for a design bid build project. And of course, the changes. Seldom is there a building construction project without changes made during the construction period. That's where you get into AIA Form G701, which is a change order. I'm going to get into change orders later. Now, a change order is commonly used to change the contract sum to accommodate cost adjustments due to changes in the work made after the signing of the original contract. Then we go into another method. It's called the design build delivery method. Now, the design build building construction project delivery method is one that lends itself readily to concurrent activities and accelerated construction schedules. There's the design. And here's how it works. The owner typically invites 3 or so design build contractors to submit proposals for building. Building contractors then generate conceptual designs, proposals, and prices based upon the interviews with the owner. Then there's the build. The owner selects the successful contractor. Contract documents are then created and construction takes place. But all that happens after completion of the design. Now, with designs, there are going to be some changes. Usually that happens. Now, something to tell you when it comes to construction. Before anything takes place, you should check the design. Why? Because when you have a contract, you want to try to alleviate a number of change orders. Why is that? Because change orders, for the most part, will raise the original contract price. Now, I know in FHWA projects and DOT projects, there are a number of change orders, and there's a workflow that's involved for approval of change orders. Now, here is the design build delivery method. Go from the owner to the design building contractor, then to the architect. And finally, when we deal with the design build delivery method with contracts and changes, you're in a contract. I'm going to tell you that design build contracts for major projects are seldom informal. Same language as you had with design bid build. And of course, the AIA gets involved with this process as well because there are forms. The A141 form, which is a 2004 agreement between owner and design builder. And that's a frequently used contract form for what we call a DBT, design build project. And when it comes to changes, again, the language is the same as what you had in a DBB, a design bid build. Well, seldom here when it comes to the design build delivery method, is there a building construction project completed without changes being made during the construction period. And form AIA, or we call it the AIA form G701, the change order is commonly used to change the cost, or what we do, we make cost adjustments to the original contract due to changes in the work. Again, when we talk about design build, design bid build, we have the owner, the architect, and the building contractor. That's design bid build. When we deal with design build, we have the owner, we have the design building contractor, and we have the architect. Now, that concludes this topic on design build and design bid build. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. Again, when it comes to information, particularly STEM, this is the channel where you will find it. And for the first time, I'm using Zoom, so I'm going to see how that works. But when it comes to construction, one must understand that there's a lot more in the field of construction than other fields, because construction is ongoing. Used to be construction took place when it was during the warm weather, but now construction goes on all year. So in order to be a good professional construction person, you must understand the management side. So again, I thank you for listening to this edition of the Mind of STEM channel. On this channel, you get a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. Please, wonderful and gracious